So it's time to get a little crazy here. I had mentioned that downloading a MIDI file is a quick way of grabbing a riff or a lick that you like from a particular song and sculpting it to make it your own and then sticking it inside your DJ mix. I'll show you how to do that real quickly. I have Logic open. What you want to do is find a MIDI search engine. I have one here on manythings.org/MIDI. I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to look for Michael Jackson's Beat It. It's got a great guitar riff in it, and I think I'll go to this one. And you'll see there's sites all over the internet that have plenty of sounds, and I've already downloaded this. You just click on it, and you'll see it's going to open. A lot of times, if you didn't right-click and save, it's going to go to this window. If you don't want to go to that window, you can just right-click on it and save. If you do go to that window, there's a little Save Source button, and it'll dump it onto your laptop or your desktop. So now I have my MIDI file, and what I need to do is load it into Logic. So I'm going to go up to File, which you can't see on the screen. I'm going to go Import, and when the import screen comes up, I need to look for MIDI files on my desktop, and there's Beat It waiting for me. And what's going to happen is it's going to load in, and it's going to take a pretty good guess at what all the instruments are supposed to be. Because this MIDI file was pretty well constructed. It has all that kind of data embedded inside it. And so once this all loads up inside Logic, I'll take a listen to it and see what kind of quality I can get out of the MIDI file itself. And then I'll isolate the track that I want to keep, delete everything else, maybe add a few effects, bounce it, and then I'll have a riff that I can use inside my DJ mix. So right now it's basically loading up each instrument, and there's plenty of them. It's a little slow because I'm running about 5 other processes right now. And I have a set of MIDI tracks that are now starting on measure 20. It doesn't matter, again, I can move all this if I want. I'll play it for you a little bit. You'll be a little shocked at how bad it sounds. Most MIDI files sound like garbage. It's a little too fast. I'll drop down my tempo. It's a bad guitar and a very bad drum. And here's the riff. What I want to do is I want to steal that guitar riff, so I have to figure out which one it is, and I can do that by soloing. Got lucky. Big electric lead, there's a whole bunch on here. And so that's pretty much the only track that I want to keep. So all this other stuff can go bye-bye. So I'm going to try the shift-click method and highlight these, make them all go away by pressing delete, get rid of these. Some people actually enjoy taking the MIDI files and converting them into songs that they can use. This isn't exactly lining up with the grid, I can tell already by looking at this. I look in the piano roll. Everything's a little bit off. Boom, but do beat down. It'd be nice if that was over a teeny bit. But I'm going to guess that that's the downbeat. So what I'll do is I'm going to quantize this to the 16th note and select all, and hopefully I won't screw it up too much. You can see everything is now shifted onto the grid. I was just off a teeny bit. So now I have my little riff. And now I have that, and I can decide now if I want to keep that particular sound or not. So I have this guitar patch over here, and I could change it to anything I want. I'm going to go back to my sculpture synth, which I tend to like a lot. And I'm going to find a crazy patch. See if I can get something really whacked out. I want something unique. Trying to replicate the sound exactly, you're never going to get there. It just won't happen. So I'm going to go down to, let's try, this will probably just make it a mess, so I want to be careful. I'll try this. You won't like this, but we'll see what happens. absolute mess. So I probably would want to spend some time hunting around looking for something that I could actually tolerate. Excuse my computer right now. I'll try a keyboard. This is like an old Wurlitzer. So basically I have a riff that I like, and if I don't want the whole thing, what I can do is cut it. I can snip, and I like snipping by playhead there, and then get rid of everything I don't want after it, and maybe all the stuff before it I don't want. And I could eventually work this in an audio editor so that I could get it really nice and clean, but for now, just for this purposes, I'm just going to snip. So now I have a little riff. If I highlight this, I go in and bounce it. It's going to convert it into an audio file for me. It's going to shoot to my desktop. And I will have a little sample that I can use. This is going to be what we're going to be focusing on in the next unit, is really developing a whole pile of different kinds of samples and riffs that you can use to build songs inside your DJ deck. But for now, this is a good way to steal something from a MIDI file.